position away. Look at her stalking. Come on, girl. This is so exciting. She's only about 8 meters away from that buffalo. Look how close she is. Buffalo, she's definitely going to need some support, but they'll give it a bash anyway. And they could chase these boys and even split them up, and that would help. Like I said, it's thick in here. There's lots of trees. There's long grass. I can't see any more lions, but they could literally be anywhere. You saw how that girl snuck all the way around, right in front of our eyes. This is amazing. Now, what is she going to do? Is she going to sit there and wait for the buffalo to graze right towards her? Because she's got a couple of obstructions at the moment. You can see there's a few fallen trees there, and that could hinder her chances. If that buffalo, I reckon, if he carries on grazing in the direction that he's going to, he just needs to take about 5 or 6 more steps, and then he'll be in the firing line of that lioness. And perfect. She'll only need to do 1 or 2 strides before she get perfectly and will get to the perfect spot to catch that buffalo. This is amazing. Even if nothing materializes from this, I'm so excited. The adrenaline is rushing through my body. Sebastian is breathing so loudly. Are you excited, Sebastian? Hey? This is what we wait for. This is the quiet mornings that we endure to wait for an opportunity like what we're hopefully going to experience. I think the oxpeckers have seen what's going on. You can just every now and then you can hear them sort of alerting, but that buffalo is completely oblivious as to what's going on. He's going in exactly the right spot that she wants him to. There's another lioness coming out from the back as well. So a second one is joining. You can just see her. We'll just have a quick look at her, but I think we'll keep our focus on the one that's a mere, probably only 5 meters away now from the buffalo. And I reckon at any moment she could make her attack. And just to let you know, the second buffalo has actually sat down now too. So if they chase this boy that's standing up and they miss him, they're probably going to go for the one that's sitting down, because a buffalo, it's not the easiest animal to just stand up and start running. It's not an impala or a zebra that's quite light on its feet. She's coming in too. She's also stalking, but she's not going to be the one that makes the attack. The one that's closest to the buffalo is going to be the one that is going to start us off. As soon as she goes, the other lionesses from whichever grass that they're hiding under, then they'll start running. Wow. I can't even tell you how close that lioness is. I can't even see her in the long grass anymore. Come on, buffalo, 2 more steps. 2 more steps. And I hope that all the lionesses are here. I hope that they're all in the area, because the more of them that are here, the better chance they have of taking down the buffalo. But listen to the oxpeckers are shouting, lion, lion, lion. This is amazing. I think maybe they're waiting for that buffalo to turn, maybe turn slightly to the right. The other girl has come nice and close though. See that? She's actually doing that. She's trying to come closer towards us almost. Oh, there we go, there we go. There we go. Well, they've made their move. The buffalo know that the lionesses are there. Now they're going to run. Look, 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 to the right, to the right. The buffalo is chasing the lion. You sneaky girl, you should have jumped. Go, 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 girls. They're not sure. They're going to see which one's the weaker one, I think, and decide. We're going to just hang back over here and watch for the moment. We don't want to have a charging buffalo stampede into the car. There, off they go. Oh, here, all the girls are going. They're chasing them now. Hold on, hold on. Right, this is where the fun part starts. Hold on, everybody. Sebastian. Okay, I think the buffalo have got away this time, because here we stand, just with the dust that's been left behind by the buffalo. and some very, very disappointed looking lions. This is absolutely amazing. Maybe they're going to follow and see if they can try and catch them again. If they push them into a drainage line, they may even try and chase the buffalo and sort of over uneven vegetation. Maybe it trips and falls where they'll have an opportunity. But that was quite interesting. She ran, but she didn't jump. I thought she was going to jump straight onto the top of the buffalo's back. And it's like she got a little bit nervous. She sort of held back and she stopped. And then went, oh no, you're a little bit too big. How exciting was that? 3 lionesses, a failed attempt, but unfortunately the big cats, it's difficult for them. It really, really is hard, especially when your prey is as fit and healthy as it's going to ever be. What an exciting experience. Girls, good attempt, better luck next time. And that's it, I suppose. That's what's going to happen. That was amazing. That was so cool. They're still looking down there, so they might try again. Maybe they'll try again a little bit later. I didn't even hear the rest of those buffalo, or those 2 buffalo, carrying on running. So I wonder if they just didn't run a small distance and then stop. Because like I said, it's thick. They don't know where those lions have come. They could make another attempt, maybe move around, try again. It's still lovely and cool. They won't be expending too much energy. They don't seem to be panting too much. Was that exhausting? Good effort from 3 of the Nkuhuma Lionesses. Now, I didn't see amber eyes here. Unless this one is amber eyes. No, it does not look like amber eyes. This was incredible. Megan, are you guys still there? Are you sitting on the edge of your seats? I haven't heard anything from Final Control. So I'm just checking to make sure that they're still around. That car that you can see over there, that's Rexon and his vehicle. So how's that? Those guests who have come from wherever they may have come from, all over the world, to see something like this. That is so, so, so lucky. Wow. I'm going to reverse quickly so we can get a better view of these girls. That was so exciting. Let me put my earpiece back in. Woo. Right, here we go. Girls, what are you going to get up to now? Now, Pugsmatic, you were wondering how many lions does it take to bring down a buffalo? It depends. It can take 1 lion. If it's a particularly weak buffalo, then 1 lion can quite easily take it down. But these 3 girls would have had to have worked together because those were 2 very, very fit and healthy buffalo bulls. And I'll tell you right now, they will put up a fight. They will not stop. Oh, it's just me. I'm just ducking out of the camera's way. The lionesses are now going to walk in front of the car, which is really nice. Just again to show you how relaxed they are. And we've just seen these lions chasing a buffalo, but you can see that they're not interested in us at all. They're not bothered. Oh, here comes a little Nkuhuma cub. Hello. I have not seen you guys in such a long time. Look how big you are. Oh, this is so wonderful. What a welcome back. I thought we were going to have a quiet drive. Hello, little one. Off it goes. That's so cool. Now I'm waiting for... Oh, here they come right next to us. Here's another one. They're everywhere. They're all behind us. Hello. You're a little bit disappointed. Oh, they don't look very happy. They are so funny, this lot. They are so sweet too. But they're all going to come and sit here. I think they'll probably come and rest in the sun. There's 2 lionesses that are sitting in front of us, but the little ones have all emerged from the safety of the drainage line. So this is a very important time for these young cubs at the moment. They're going to be learning a lot. They would have just been sitting on the outskirts watching. And I think the Nkuhuma cubs have had the most amazing experiences because we've even watched them partake in hunting when they were very young, when they were only about 6 months old or so. So they've already had their first opportunity of learning to take down a young buffalo calf. That was a great sighting. That was on Halloween, actually. Now they are almost triple that size. Right, let's do a bit more repositioning. What I'm going to do is, I think, let me go forward and then I'll poke my nose back here and we'll try and get a better angle. I think they're going to just play around here for now. Hello, little one. Where's my little floppy-eared girl who hasn't got a floppy ear anymore, I believe? just sort of decide, because the way that we positioned ourselves now, we can have a look at the ones lionesses in front of us and this little youngster that's coming out just off to the right. Hello, are you a little boy? Now, at this age, we should start to see a bit of fluff on the chest, where the mane would start to develop, and that one does look particularly fluffy, but we'll have a look now when it turns its rump to us, if we can see if it's a male or a female. It does look like a little boy, doesn't it? It's always difficult, though. Lift your tail, lift your tail. No, not yet. Maybe. We'll have to have a closer look. Okay, they're moving. That means we can move off as well. Let's try and turn Wendy the tank. This is amazing. The best morning ever. I have been waiting for this for a long time. I have searched and followed ghost lion footprints as they move out of our traverse into areas that we can't go to for I don't know how many mornings last cycle. I think almost every single morning. So that is just so rewarding. That is fantastic. Woo! The adrenaline is high this morning, but we've got quite a bit of bundu bashing to do now to catch up with these lions, but we're definitely not going to leave them. Tristan is still with the big elephant bull. The cats are now fast asleep, and what I'm doing at the moment is I'm actually typing on my mobile device because I've just added a pin to their location because they're in the middle of two drainage systems, and it's going to be difficult to try and find them again a little bit later. There we go. So I've just saved that. That's very important that we're able to come back here this afternoon, and I don't think that they're going to move much now. Like I said earlier, they had travelled a fair distance. We had tracks everywhere on Vuyatela going towards Simbambili, then back towards Sydney's Dam, which is in the far northern corner, and then all the way east again around to the Buffelshoek signs on Buffelshoek cut line, and now back into Vuyatela. So that's crazy, just to give you an idea of how lions can actually move in an evening. And yes, it was nice and cool, lovely temperatures for them, but they did do a bit of chasing around, and we were very, very lucky to witness the Nkuhumas make, it was a failed attempt, unfortunately, but that's normally what we do see. So they're not the most successful hunters, but at least they gave it a bash and they put on a fantastic show for a very quiet morning. So thank you very much, Nkuhumas. But the whole pride is not here. I've only seen 3 adult lionesses, and I've seen, I think, 4 cubs. It's a bit difficult to try and count them now as they're all piled on top of each other. I thought I've only seen 4. There's 1, 2, 3 there. Oh no, maybe there are 6, because there's a couple of others about 10 or 15 meters away from the other group. But the spot that they've laid in is a nice spot. They've got a little bit of the sort of dappled light on them, which will be, I'm sure they'll all be enjoying, the warm sun. And there's also a couple of trees. There's a lot of buffalo thorn, there's even a leadwood here, and a lot of bush willows, which is making it very difficult for us to try and get a view, but that's okay. Luckily, we've got a big camera that we can zoom in through the gaps. We've just got to find them. But they're probably quite tired now. They're probably a little bit sad that they didn't get breakfast. Oh, they're so sweet. This is amazing. Just grooming, getting ready to settle down from the day. Now, Randy, you were wondering if the cubs were bigger than adult leopards just yet. No, not quite. Maybe the young, I think there were 2 young males, if I'm not mistaken, and 4 females. I think that was. But please help me out because I've completely forgotten. And I was quickly trying to read my book because it's been months and months and months since I've last seen the Nkuhumas, especially during the day. So my memory has relapsed and I have to dig in the filing cabinets as to who's who in the zoo. And so not quite, Randy, almost there. In another few months, maybe when they get to about 1.5 years, they'd be the size of, say, a female, a leopard, not quite a male leopard just yet. They're growing very, very quickly, though. I can't believe what beautiful little lions they've turned out to be. Now, I'm looking for my favorite little girl. I don't think I've seen her yet, but I don't think she'll have a floppy ear. I always thought that once she overcome her bouts of mange, that ear wouldn't be swollen, and it would sort of fix itself. I wonder if that's her over there. Now you can see there's 2 little cubs that are attempting to suckle. I highly doubt that they're getting anything. I think maybe it's just a comfort thing, because they normally get weaned at about 6 or 7 months, and they're all basically a year and a month, a year and 11 months. So they're there, so they should not be suckling anymore. And Amber Eyes is not here, and I think the youngest Nkuhuma Lioness, her and Amber Eyes seem to have a close-knit relationship, and they're often off together. So maybe they're just separated, and I think that they're close by, because I did have that lioness track heading down into the drainage line, not too far from where we are now. Probably as the crow flies, about a mile or so. No little ones. And now, Nancy, you were saying, you were wondering if I knew that there are suspicions that Amber Eyes has cubs. Yes, I've actually chatted to Tristan about it. So that's quite exciting, of course. But we'll have to just wait and see until we find her, I suppose, with little ones, to be able to confirm something like that. Remember, it's very delicate stages, this whole denning process with lions. And the chance of the lion surviving is actually quite slim. So we'll have to really just wait. She could have had cubs, and then she could also lose them within the first 2 weeks. That could happen too. But I hope that that's not the case, and I hope that there are lots of little ones. Remember, we've seen Amber Eyes and we've seen the youngest Nkuhuma Lioness on numerous occasions mating with the Birmingham boys. So hopefully one of the times that they mated with them, they actually would have taken and now had little cubs. But we'll have to wait and see. There's something suspicious going on around Shortcut Calico. You don't just see lioness tracks going in often unless there's a kill there. There's most certainly no kill there, because these guys would probably be there. So it is obviously nearing to the edge that there is a den site around there. But we'll keep an eye out, of course. Every morning we'll keep looking. Eventually, if she does have cubs, she will change her spot. She will move them away. But it's a nice place here. It's very thick. Big drainage systems. There's lots of little rocky areas that she can hide them. There's lots of termite mounds around here that would have old burrowings from aardvark, and maybe hyenas would have used them in the past. So there's definitely many, many spots, really good hiding places to stash little cubs. But it's exciting, and right near camp too. And I hope that the Nkuhumas are here to stay. They are my favorites. I love this pride of lions. They really are incredible, and especially having the opportunity to watch them grow. And I know that Brent, Jamie, and James are most certainly going to miss these guys, because they've spent many, many, many hours following the lives of this family of lions. And it's really, really quite fantastic that we're able to do something like this. And we were sad, I can tell you right now, we were all sad that we didn't see them throughout summer. What you doing? You deciding where you're going to go, if you're going to go back to sleep? I think she's, no, you're going to get up. Now, Minion, you were wondering, when will they hunt again? Well, as soon as another opportunity presents itself. So even now, if a buffalo were to come strolling past here, a warthog, a kudu, anything, they'd take that opportunity, even throughout the day. Say they were fast asleep, enjoying their slumber, and something came through and rustled a bit of grass. They'd jump up, and they'd most certainly make an attempt. They don't look thin, though. They look in really, really good condition at the moment, just as good condition as the buffalo are in. So that's good. So they're not desperate for a meal. But when you do have 6 very hungry mouths to feed, they can be a bit of a pest at the moment, and they want to eat all the time. It's important that they eat regularly so that they can grow into big, strong, healthy lions, which I'm sure that they will. I have no doubt. The Nkuhumas are great. They've got an unbelievable success streak when it comes to hunting buffalo. But again, the tables have turned. It's difficult now for these lions to catch the big, strong, healthy buffalo, and it really will take quite a bit of work. But maybe they follow up on them a little bit later. The sun is eventually going to peer over the tops of these trees, and as you can see now, they're really just chasing the shade. They're moving around looking for other spots to sit in. So they could move further down towards the drainage. And I've just heard a whole lot of oxpeckers flying overhead. I wonder where they're going. Very interesting. There's oxpeckers looking for their next target to land on. They've just flown over the top of us. Now, NPG, you're wondering if these lions are vaccinated against diseases. They're not. So these are free roaming lions. They've got the entire Greater Kruger National Park to move around on. So they haven't been vaccinated by or for anything. So we saw the white muscle disease that came about with poor quality of food that the herbivores were feeding on, which then meant that there was a serious lack in certain vitamins, and the lions weren't able to get those nutrients either. And the buffalo were dying, and then of course we lost 2 of the Nkuhuma cubs very sadly due to the same thing. The others are very strong. The Nkuhumas have had a tough time. The youngsters have overcome mange, which is incredible. Then they've overcome the white muscle disease, and unfortunately, with the communities being so close to the area, there's definitely opportunities for various diseases to come through, rabies and all sorts of things. So we hope that no more of these horrible things come through and knock our lions out. And that's why it's important to control the dog populations in the communities, because unfortunately they will dig underneath the fences and come in and try and go hunting for themselves, and that's how a lot of the diseases are spread about. It's the same thing with tuberculosis and foot and mouth disease. That's being spread between the cows and then of course into our animals here, to our buffalo, to honey badgers, to kudu, to a number of different animals. But also diseases are natural. They're supposed to be around. They're here to control populations. So it isn't uncommon for something like canine distemper or rabies to come through. And it's sad because we love our predators so much. You know what? I think this could be the youngest. I wonder if this is not the youngest lioness just here in front of me. It's hard to see. You can just sort of see her through the trees. But she's got a very, very pink nose. And the other girl had a very, very pink nose too. But I haven't seen them in so long that it's quite difficult. And she just also looks a lot cleaner than the others. So maybe that's her. Maybe Amber Eyes is on her own. Maybe another lioness is with her. Hello, girl. You are very, very pretty, aren't you? They're beautiful looking lions. And the youngest Nkuhuma lioness was actually my favorite. She was so playful. She was the best aunt with all the little cubs. She always used to take a couple of minutes of her day to play with them, which was quite nice. But they're all moving around into the shade now, making it very, very difficult for us to find a view, but we will try our best. Come on, girls. I think you should get up and go and give it another bash. I think you've got one more stalk left in you. This is so sweet. No, flat. It's so peaceful out here this morning. No more oxpeckers to start shouting. Now, as we sit here and we see these little ones all grooming themselves, just constantly reassuring each other, strengthening the bond, I think that's my favorite little girl. I think this is her here coming through. She looks like the smallest, and she was one of the last teddy bears. Not a teddy bear anymore. Off she goes. Yes, I think that's you. Beautiful. Now, YouTuber was wondering if they would eat bugs or leaves or sort of plants if they were really hungry. Not necessarily. Maybe a young curious lion would eat a grasshopper or something along those lines, but I don't think that it would do them too much good. So no, probably not. Leaves, they might find them enticing just to bite on them, especially when they were going through that sort of teething process. They were chewing bits of wood all the time, so that's just sort of quite soothing to them. But otherwise, no, strictly carnivores. We do see lions, of course, eating grass every now and then to help induce vomiting. It's very important, especially when you've got a hairball. They will do that quite often. But other than that, that's the only time you'll normally see lions eating grass, unless they're a little bit unwell. You sometimes see that with your cats and dogs too. And I'm just going to perch myself up on that fallen tree. That's nice, isn't it? But this is where I think they're going to settle for the afternoon. And hopefully when we come back again later, they'll be around here and we'll have another opportunity to watch these guys have an attempt at hunting an animal. Because I think that's what's going to be on the cards tonight. So I think they're going to get on the move, perhaps go towards Galago Pan, have a drink of water, and then start their search for something tasty all over again. But again, they could be unsuccessful this evening too. This could carry on for quite some time. And Violet has asked if the lions will hunt for one meal at a time. No, not necessarily. Can you believe it, Violet? There's been many cases where lions have actually gone chasing after one animal and then ended up taking down another. And we've seen that with the Nkuhumas. on a number of different occasions. I've most certainly seen it, where they've taken down one buffalo and then taken down a calf as well. So if there's more opportunities to catch more than one animal, they are definitely going to take it. They don't quite stockpile food like how leopards can, how they'll catch something and then cache it up in a tree. There's a lot more risks being down on the ground, of course, with other predators coming in and stealing it. But I have seen the Eastern Cape, giraffe and zebra, and they had something else as well. I can't remember what other antelope they had, and they were feeding on those three animals. Animals just kept coming down the sort of corridor along the fence line, and that's where the lions were waiting. They learned. But look at this little one. They're right here in front of the car. You can see them right on the right. Not too bothered. Now that one's eating leaves. Why are you eating leaves? Yes, you see that doesn't taste very nice. Don't eat them. Maybe it just thought, I'm so hungry, I'm just going to try salad. But no, you cannot digest all the cellulose and proteins in leaves. That's what the buffalo are for. It's so sweet, isn't it? Look at that face. Now, Tina, you're wondering how long it will be until the lions, these little ones, will start joining in on the hunts. Well, they're observing at the moment. They're not quite big enough to join in just yet. So they're just sort of sitting on the outskirts and watching. But like I said, the Nkuhuma cubs, I mean, I've never seen it before until I watched it the afternoon, on the Halloween afternoon, where the little ones were actually jumping on and learning to take down a calf. And if you do have any pictures of that sighting, you can hashtag Safari Live and you can share it with everybody, just so that everyone can see what I mean. So about a year and a half or so, I would say, Tina, but I suppose it also just depends on the experience of the lions and how tolerant the adults are with them. And well, let's see if they're keen hunters. I'm sure there'll be one or two of the little female cubs that'll be excited and wanting to get in on the action as soon as possible. But it becomes a very frustrating time for the adults because they get too keen. They stand up too quickly. They charge when they should still be waiting, that type of thing, and then often end up ruining the hunts for the adults. So I reckon at this time, when they've got young cubs of this age, where they're quite curious, the chances are a lot harder at trying to take down something successfully. But this morning, the cubs were not involved at all. It was all on the lionesses. They were the ones that unfortunately were not successful today. The buffalo outplayed them. I think they got a bit of a fright. I think they went, oh, that's a bit large, that's quite big. But this is great, once again, to be surrounded by my favorite pride of lions. I didn't think waking up this morning that that's what I was going to see. And I'm sure Tristan and Brent are envious this morning that we got the lions. It's always nice to see a cat on safari. I did see a mating pair of lions while I was in the Kruger National Park up near the Palabora gate. But it was a very brief sighting. But I'm much happier with this, to be face to face with the coolest cats in the Sabi Sand. Hey guys, you sleepy now? Yes. I think they're going to do just what lions do best and relax. All the lionesses have got their eyes closed now. The little cubs seem to be settling down as well. Grooming themselves, biting a couple of pieces of grass, but it won't be too long before they mimic the adults and join in their fast sleep. Bless you. So I think we're actually going to let these guys rest and carry on with their day now. We've been with them for quite some time. And I hope that you all enjoyed that and are as excited as I am to see the lovely Nkuhumas again. Tristan is now about to leave Djuma. He's decided to bumble all the way to the great wide... Nope. Not going anywhere. You are still staying with me, but we're going to leave these cats now. Thank you very much, lions. That was fantastic, but I think you all deserve a nice rest. And I'm sure